Steve, a new signing in with Lewis Sibley. What do you like about him?
Everything. I didn't particularly like him when he scored a last-minute winner for Derby against Stevenage. I didn't really like him when he was celebrating, etc. But no, he's young, he's hungry to play, he's got good energy levels, tackling he's very good. We're grateful to Oxford and to Gary Rowett to probably my relationship with Gary got it over the line in terms of from an Oxford's point of view. And been working on this for 2 or 3 weeks, but it really came to fruition when I got permission to speak to Louis in the last 24 hours, and it went very quickly.
How will he complement the other players that you've got?
Yeah, he's just a good addition, isn't he? I think a lot of the players in that midfield area that we've got will have played against him, so they'll be aware of his qualities. He's technically good. He's a natural left sider, but he's very competent with the other foot as well. So they can play anywhere across that three, from right, inverted, and central is probably a stronger position, and on the left side as well. He can also play left back, left of four. So he also gives us multiple options in terms of if we change the shape of the team.
A lot of competition for him?
I believe so. You never know unless you're Gary Rowett, if you like. But I think at one point he had 4 or 5 in League One who were very hopeful of securing his signature. From our point of view, we've always made it clear we're focused on ourselves, our own targets. The good thing is he was very prominently and very high on our list back in the middle of December. And it's good when someone as high as that and is vocal from me to a board, like in terms of wanting to try and get him here, then it's great when we get him in. And obviously I'm really appreciative of the support again from the chairman.
Is he ready to start quickly for you?
Yes.
Could be potentially involved this weekend?
Yes.
In terms of the market, is there anything else that is close at the minute, Steve?
There's a couple close. Obviously nothing's going to happen before we travel to Burton, but we're close on a couple. Myself and Rob will be walking around the clock and trying to get in a position. Like with Louis yesterday was the first time we could take it to our chairman for approval, and that was done instantly. There wasn't much conversation in that because all the conversations Rob had happened previous to that. So yeah, we're close on a couple more.
How's Sam Numby?
He's close for tomorrow. We'll determine today when we see him in training whether he's close means he's, whether he's available for selection. We love Sammy. The other side of the coin is we've had a zero risk here since the start of the season, and so if there's any risk with the medical staff or Sam himself after training today, then obviously we would include him. But we're hopeful.
With no Numby against Charlton, you went with obviously Andre Green up front, and he did very well. But do you need a bit more, maybe, from some of the other strikers? Your Jordan Hughes, maybe even your captain. Do they need to do a bit more so that next time there's a place up for grabs, they're sort of putting their arms up and saying, pick me, gaffer? Yeah,
I think our remit, Rob, has been everyone needs to give us a little bit more. We've said that, particularly in our barren spells during September and October. In isolation with really good performances and good results in there, like beating Reading and Huddersfield. You don't beat them because you've not got a lot of proper ingredients and the right tools, but everyone has to step up. I think arguably since Stockport here was a really good performance. It's proving against a really good team, probably one of the, I still think they're other than Birmingham, the best we've seen. And but since we went across to Central Bank, I think everyone's given a little bit more, and we need everyone to give a little bit more, not just the strikers.
How do you think Alex MacDonald's playing at the minute? Because he seems to be connecting with the fans quite strongly.
Alex is a really good player. He's a top player. When you get Alec in a real good reign and run of form, he's very hard to replace. He's another player that can play anywhere on that central or right hand side. I can remember only last season I put him playing right back against Portsmouth and he got man of the match. So he's very adequate. But in that right side that he's done for us since we went to Central Bank, he's made that position and that shirt his own. But Alex knows my opinion. I love him like a son, but he has to keep that level of performance up.
Health-wise, how are you looking for this one? Is there any other concerns other than Numby for
No,
this game?
Maybe Clockhurst is a concern. He's trained for most of the week. We have this little calf niggle, but we think we've got to the bottom of this now. We'll see how he is. Other than that, we're good to go. Big Raggy's fit and available and fighting for selection. We 2 boys at the top of the game, so we're in a good position. We know we need a couple more bodies in just before that window closes, and fine tune that little bit of business into the early part of next week, and then we'll see where we go. But we've got to focus on the here and now. We've got a big game at Burton. We can only focus on that. Followed back quickly by a big game against Cambridge. This is suddenly a big 5 days for us.
The final thing I wanted to ask you about, Steve, is your name has been linked by a journalist with the Bolton job. Have you had any contact with Bolton, and is it anything at all that you're interested in?
No, I've not had any contact from Bolton. You know, that I didn't even read about it in the newspapers. I just got a call from the people that look after me on the business side just to say, would there be any interest in my behalf? And as much as, I mean, I love that football club. I started there as an apprentice under the, looking after the Allardyces and the Frank Worthingtons and the Peter Reeds. So I've got a lot of affinity, and every time I go there, there's still people around that football club who have an age that I can still remember, and they can remember me. So it's a brilliant club. I know 1 or 2 people senior in that club as well, but my only task is making Rotherham United better. I was very fortunate that my chairman and my vice chairman stood shoulder to shoulder with me in a little spell that was difficult for everyone, and so they showed me tremendous loyalty, and the least I can do is show that and return that loyalty back.
And do you think that with the way that the team is performing at the minute, that you can do that with getting back into this promotion mix?
Absolutely. I've never doubted it. I didn't doubt it when we were in a bad run of form, because you have to look at the ingredients you've got, you have to look at the planning you've got, you have to look at as in recruitment and dynamics within the squad and systems and different things. I think we've given ourselves a real good chance to go to Burton and to play at home to Cambridge, to give ourselves a great opportunity going forward. We're under no illusions, or we're playing catch up. We don't kid ourselves.
And can I just ask though, when sort of it sounded out to you like, would you have any interest, and you say no, do you then have to sort of ring the chairman and say, look, this is the situation? Does the chairman already know about that kind of thing? What's the process like?
We've never discussed it. I don't think the chairman, our chairman, doesn't deal in social media. He doesn't deal in speculation or press reports. He would be confident every night he went to his bed that if there was anything in it from my point of view that I was aware of, he knows I'd be saying, Chairman, can I come and have a coffee with you? And he would then hear that from me. So he knows the fact that I've never discussed it, and the fact he's never discussed it means we just focused on the here and now at Rotherham United.
Cheers, Steve.
Steve, Louis Sibley, that's signing the fans are going to appreciate. He should go really well in League One.
Yeah, I think the fans will then perhaps maybe for the first time believe that what I said back in the 1st of January is true, Rob, that we're only going to bring in players who we think can add to the group. There's no better indication than players know players. And when Louis walked in this morning and he's come in to complete some of the formalities, then you could see the players and you could hear the little chuntrings and you hear the words. So the fans, I think, will know we've signed a really good player.
Are you and Gary quite close then? It's obviously.
Yeah, I've done Gary for many years. Just recently, when he wasn't working, we met at Sky Sports on a number of occasions when we were both there to cover different facets of football, so we've got a really good relationship, and I'm grateful to Gary's support and of course everyone at Oxford United for allowing that to happen.
Malik Wilkes, one of many players you're getting a tune out of at the moment. You said earlier in the season you just needed some love. Is that what you need?
Yeah, I give him lots of cuddles, lots of kisses. Malik is a wonderful talent. There's a fine line and a fine balance with Malik of love and stick, really, because you have to keep at him. But he is, when Malik plays, there's a lot of defenders in League One can't deal with Championship the same. They wouldn't be able to deal with Malik, and that's been proven over the years. We have to keep him in the wonderful reign of form he's in. If he dips and we strengthen our group, he'll come out.
Yeah. Joe Powell's just been in. He's another player who's there.
So Joe, things have been much improved of late. What do you put that down to?
I think the boys have just been grafting extremely well. Grinding out some really good wins, and performances on top of that, individually and collectively, have been brilliant.
The gaffer had alluded to earlier in the season that good performances will bring good results, and we're sort of starting to see the fruits of that, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. I think there was no question from the start of how hard the lads were working. But you know, sometimes you need that just stroke of luck. Sometimes in one game to carry you forward, and luckily we've managed to keep knuckling down, and then performances are coming along with the results.
It's obviously a new group that was put together in the summer. Has there been that may have taken a little bit of time to gel? But do you feel like now there is that sort of spirit building and that togetherness in there?
Yeah, I believe so. I think, like you say, with quite a lot of new additions, it does sometimes take a bit of time to gel. Sometimes it can click straight away. Sometimes it can't. And I think, like I say, the work rate was always there, but sometimes you just got to wait that little bit longer for everything to actually click and all the puzzle pieces to fit into place. But hopefully that period's come for us now, and we're just on the up.
How much confidence can you take from recent results, the sides that have been seen off at home, the likes of Charlton, the likes of Bolton, teams who have got aspirations of pushing towards the top end of the league?
Yeah, it's a great insight for us, I think. Obviously, after the not so great start, beating teams like that and putting in very good performances on top, it's a massive change for us and a positive one at that. But I think, yeah, like you say, because of the sort of teams they are, even when we played, you know, Huddersfield at home, beat them, and we took a point off them away and could have quite easily, I think, won the game. It was one of them, they had chances too, but you know, sort of look where they are in comparison to us in the league at the moment. And there's no doubt in my mind that if we continue to pursue this bit of form, then we can be right up there as well.
In recent weeks, we have been sort of eating away at that gap towards between ourselves and the top 6 places. Are you allowing yourself to sort of think about that and look at the league table, or has it been a case of taking it a game at a time and seeing where we end up?
I think everyone you speak to will always say it's always about the next game and stuff like that. But obviously, this team's got aspirations. You know, we inspire to be in and around the top. So I think there's always that question of just seeing how far you really are away from that sort of level where you want to be. But I don't disagree with when they say next game, next game, next game. Totally, because you know, sometimes it is a case of just getting your head down, grinding them results out game by game. But I think you do subconsciously look at what's above you because you're chasing at the end of the day. For me, it's never been a looking down job, sort of towards the bottom, because I'm that guy. I'm very positive. I always think that, you know, our time will come, and luckily I've been right in the previous few weeks.
In your own form individually, you seem to have really found a bit of form like the rest of the team of late.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, I always work my socks off. Sometimes you get critics, sometimes you don't. You know, you get people on your side, but I think that's one thing that people will see from me is that, you know, I wear my heart on my sleeve in most games and I'll work hard. But the performances, as you say, as of late, have been a lot better from me, which obviously I'm extremely happy about. Hopefully, you can just grab a few more goals, and then I'll be extremely content. But yeah, I feel like I'm in a good place at the moment. Body's feeling good. Yeah, hopefully more performances to come.
Burton on Saturday, a team that you know well. You've had a few good years there. What will it be like going back?
Yeah, I love that place dearly. I had some good times there. A little roller coaster spell at the start, and then I just managed to get some consistency and play games there. Everyone involved in the club was great to me. So yeah, it'd be nice to go back and see some old faces. But you know, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, obviously we want to take the result.
It's a bit of a different challenge to what we've had of late, isn't it? They're towards the bottom end of the table, fighting for their lives. They have, off the back of a win at the weekend as well, it's going to be equally as tough, isn't it? Definitely.
I think, especially a team that's currently in form like ourselves, you know, some fans maybe, you look at the perspective that we're in, and you know, you think, oh, it should be an easy win. But going to places that, obviously I played there, it was my home ground for 3-4 years. It's not an easy place to go, especially because in the past we've turned over some big clubs at this period in the season. But hopefully that's not the case for us, and we've all got our heads screwed on and knuckled down ready for the game.
Excellent, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Was this the best you've ever played, John?
I would say consistently Probably, I've had similar spells, you know, at Burton, obviously because we didn't always get like a fantastic run of results, and our team wasn't always performing amazing. I would say I had spells there where I was like, not a standout, but I do well on a consistent basis to keep my sevens and that above water. But I'd say in terms of potentially showcasing a little bit more of what I'm about, then yeah. So like, for example, in the game on the weekend, I was able to show a little bit of like quick feet, things like that, and I think that comes with results and positivity, and you know, everybody being so enthusiastic about the attacking style of football and stuff like that. I think that can definitely help my game.